It was Friday afternoon and the phone rang in my office. It had been a long week and I couldn't be bothered answering it. Ring, 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 ring. Welcome to the Foundation of the Blind, Julie speaking. Oh, hi Baxia. Baxia was a fundraising friend and a colleague of mine who worked at the Royal New Zealand Foundation of the Blind with me. What am I doing tomorrow? Depends. I knew this woman. She was a fundraiser and clearly up to no good. What? Do I want to referee a game of nude touch rugby? Now, in life, some questions are easy and some are not. Quite clearly, this was the easiest question I'd ever been asked and the easiest answer I'd ever had to give. Why not? Baxia knew me well. Of course I would do it. Who wouldn't? Upon reflection, I thought, maybe it was the sort of thing I wouldn't share with my mother. I could just imagine her next pleasant hour meeting, a group of church ladies that sits around having afternoon tea, chatting about their families, being a more, shall we say, unpleasant hour. Baxia immediately put that idea to rest. What do you mean TV3 are going to be there? Oh well, I've coped with blindness, I just have to cope with my mother. The fateful day arrived. The morning got off to a wintry start with my 10-year-old soccer match being played on a frosty carpet of white. Not the type of weather you associated with taking your clothes off, but that was for them, not for me. The morning game led into an early afternoon meeting of the retina group, which finished just in time before the match of the season. The nude touch rugby match was scheduled for 4 p.m. at Dunedin's Middle Beach. Baxia and I headed out, all dressed up. We were met by the event organiser called Nick. What? A game of nude touch rugby, organised by a guy called Nick. This was going to be interesting. This was going to be fun. We headed over the hill and down the sand dunes and went onto the beach. Baxia and Nick walked me around the corner flag so that I could get an idea of the size of the field. To my relief, the corner flags and goalposts were set out about half the size of a normal field. Phew! As the day had progressed, I had become less worried about my blindness and more worried about my fitness, but I thought even I could do half an hour on a pitch of this size. As for the players, they came over the hill, down the dunes one by one, like the sand people out of Star Wars, identified only by their team's hat. There's a New Zealand team and the Kiwi team, announced Baxia. There's 12 guys and a couple of naked girls. I blew my whistle. I gathered the players together and they stood beside me in 2 rows like naked giants. Nick suggested I do a sprig test, so I bent down to check their imaginary sprigs, but they weren't very good at lifting their feet up. And as I bent down, I didn't know how close I was getting until whack! One of them hit me in the side of the face with their feet. Now for my most fundamental blunder of the day. Okay, boys, I said, trying to sound referee-like. Who's going to do the toss? You mean now? You want us to do it here? Not that kind of toss, I protested, embarrassed to be caught with my terminology napping. The coin, I mean. The players got back in their teams, and then the New Zealand team started up with a haka. Cowboy! Komate, kora, kora, komate, kora, kora, tenete, tanata, huru, huru, nana, itiki, maifaka, fititera, aupare, kaupare, aupare, kapare, fititera, Okay, boys, are you ready? I checked my watch. It's time to blow the whistle. To assist me in controlling the game, Nick stood behind me and prompted me while Baxia guided me around the field. Nick would whisper the infringements and at the appropriate times I would blow my whistle. Forward pass, black Julie, white scrum. Forward pass, black, scrum, white. Try, black, 5-0. Try, black, 5-0. Dangerous high tackle, white, give him a yellow card this time. Dangerous high tackle, white. The player stepped up quickly. I gave him his yellow card. Had told him he owed the ref 1 beer in Braille. He took it politely and put it immediately in his hat. The game carried on. Try, black, 10-0. Try, black, 10-0. They kept going. Eye gouging, black. Give him a red card this time, Julie. Eye gouging, black. Nick must have motioned the player up because he stepped up quickly. Red card. The crowd began to cheer and started calling out, "What are you, blind or something, ref?" "Yeah, what's it to you?" I gave the player his card. It told him he owed the ref 2 beers. He took it impatiently. "He's put it between his bum crack," announced Banksia. "What? How rude," I protested. "Doesn't he know it's got the mighty Braille on it?" Then a fully clothed streaker appeared on the field. What was I to do now? It's a good job there was a naked policeman nearby, only identified by his helmet. He came on and arrested the fully clothed imposter. Try, black, 15-0. Try, black, 15-0. Ooh, went the crowd. That's got to be a hot pink card, announced Banksia. Now, Banksia knew as much about rugby as I knew about plasma gasification, so I knew it had to be serious. The England player banged the ball into the Kiwi woman's boobs. She protested. "I think that's a booby obstruction, Julie." Booby obstruction. The player came up quickly. Hot pink card. It told him he owed the ref 1 bottle of Chardonnay. I went to give it to him, but he ran away, so I chased him with my cane, whacking him on the bottom. We finally caught up with him, and he finally stood to be smacked for the amusement of the watching crowd. After 2 short halves, the game ended, with New Zealand being victorious on the day, 15-0. A good game was had by all, but really the winners on the day were all those guys and girls that got out there and did something daring. I'd rather have gone out there blind than naked, but they did it so naturally it truly was a pleasure to be amongst them all, especially when it came time to have your photograph taken. Later that evening, my mother said, "If you got caught with your clothes off, you should put a hat on. Putting your clothes on would only identify you further. Putting a hat on would disguise you even more." Thanks, Mum. Moral of the story? Moral of the story, blind women really do have balls. Who wants to catch one?